Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is me, host Prajwal, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite projects, Truebit Protocol. So let's get started. I just want to make sure that you understand that none of the things mentioned in this video is or should be taken as a financial advice. Always do your own research before investing in any of the projects or using any protocols, right? And as always, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, as that helps out a lot. And if you have any questions or if you'd like to have any discussion, please leave them in the comments and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified for future uploads. It's been a while since I've talked about Truebit and not much has happened lately, but recently things have heated up a bit, so I thought I'll just make a quick video on it. But I just want you to understand that there is no official news, as the team is not involved or does not indulge in a constant marketing and reaching out to its community and being active in a Telegram group or being active in a Discord group, and they don't even have any social channels except Twitter, for that matter, or Medium. So this is all speculations. This is all moon boy calls, whatever you want to call it. And always, like I said, make your own decisions and make your own investment decisions as well. Okay, once we have that out of the way, if you look at the chart, just so you know, I'm not a TA guy, I'm not an expert. I just drew some lines to the chart. As you see, from around 9th June, we dropped below 41 cents, and we've been below that level for a while now, for a few months, right? We tried to break out here a bit, but now on 22nd November, we broke out of this and we've got to around 63 cents and we've been holding. We've tested this level again and we're kind of holding there, right? So what happened? Why all of a sudden we've got this spike, and we've got this huge interest in Twitter as well. So I've seen a lot of new people liking my old post about Truebit, and so that shows that people are starting to notice this project again, and that's why we've got this huge volume and we've got this breakout here, right? Now it's also consolidated for a long time, so a breakout was due, but also I think people are starting to see this project, or starting to find or starting to know about this project now as we come closer to ETH 2.0 as well. So now what do I think that might have happened? All right, first thing is, if you know who Suju is, or Zusu on Twitter, he's a huge investor in Avalanche at the moment, but he was a very big investor and a advocate, or like a openly spoken person for Ethereum in the past. But recently on November 21st, he came out and said, yes, I've abandoned Ethereum despite supporting in the past. And there was a whole fiasco on Twitter where people supporting Ethereum went against and defended Ethereum and how Ethereum is better than Avalanche or Solana, and people who had enough of Ethereum's slow development went ahead and supported Suzu and all that stuff. So it was a whole fiasco, right? I think that gave Truebit a bit of a spotlight. That second thing, if you know about Fred Ersham, is co-founder of Coinbase, and he was a VC in a lot of other projects as well. Now in 2017, as you can see, as mentioned, Truebit looks like a natural solution for scaling computation on Ethereum despite the 96 throwback site. So he was an initial investor. There's a lot of other investors as well that have not openly talked about Truebit yet. Fred in 2017 talked about Truebit, that it looks like a natural scaling solution, and Truebit does have huge backing from a lot of other investors as well. That is not official yet, but we might see a news very soon in the future. Who knows, right? And if you go to his blog, FEHRSAM.xyz, in June 27, 2017, he wrote an article saying scaling Ethereum to billions of users. And as you can see, is mentioned, is compared basically Web 2.0 and Web 3.0, right? Well, since you know the Web 3.0 is a narrative now, Amazon EC2 is compare that to Ethereum and Truebit. As you can see, file storage, Amazon S3, Storj, Filecoin, and stuff like that. And it says in progress. This article, mind you, this article hasn't been updated since 2017, right? So this also shows how slow Ethereum has been, or the team has been. right? Now, again, I don't know what difficulties they might have faced while doing this, but as you can see, the upgrade is Truebit off-chain smart contract execution through a verification game with dispute resolution, and that is off-chain. And you can see the scaling improvement is 10 to 100x plus. So we'll go into the scalability or how fast Ethereum will be in just a second, but I just wanted to mention that Truebit, he mentions that it will be 10 to 100 times faster as compared to what it was in 2017, and he said optimistic launch day of 2018, which didn't really happen. Truebit token was launched in May this year, well, end of April, May this year. And he mentions plasma sharding, so this is also these are still in the pipeline, right? So that's one thing now. And recently, in November 15, the 2.5 billion VC fund from Coinbase co-founder is the biggest in crypto, right? So Fred Ersham and Matt Wong have started a VC fund that raised 2.5 billion for Paradigm 1. So now Fred's openly spoken about Truebit, even Vitalik has openly spoken about Truebit and how it can be used, and Truebit is one of its kind computation solutions for blockchain, not just Ethereum. So what people don't understand is Truebit was built keeping Ethereum in mind, but Truebit scales any blockchain. So Truebit can make any blockchain faster. So for example, imagine if Solana goes down. If Solana needs to have a high computational power, then they'll have to use Truebit. At the moment, every other layer one's selling point is that they can do more transactions and they can do more transaction at a lower fee. So that's most of the layer one's narrative at the moment. But when ETH 2.0 comes out, eventually it will. When, no one really knows. They've got it planned for 2022, which we'll look into the plans later on in this video. But once that happens, that will go out of the window. So it only makes sense that for Fred Ersham's new VC fund to hold Truebit, right? Because Truebit didn't have any ICO, Truebit didn't have any seed sale and stuff like that. So, and also the team is not making any money directly from token sales. The team only makes money if Truebit is implemented and Truebit tokens are burned and stuff like that. So if you would like to know more about the tokenomics of Truebit and would like to understand how and what are the potential of Truebit is, I'll make sure that I'll leave the link to the video which explains everything in extreme detail, and also make sure that you check out the description of that video from time to time as it's updated as more information come out. Since we don't have any official portal, like a social media portal, for example, your Telegram or Discord, where you discuss with the team and team brings down announcements on what's happening behind the scenes. So that was not the whole idea. They wanted to be stealth. They wanted to stay anonymous, and they wanted to solve this issue and just move on. So the VC funding is there. That's another possibility that they might have invested in Truebit, which would actually make sense, right? Now, what are my thoughts on this? So there was a recent news with Microsoft as well, which is not official. So I'll probably cover that in a future video, but I'm not really convinced on that. But who knows, right? So my personal thought is I'm still holding Truebit until we see ETH 2.0 launched, at least, right? Because we probably won't get any traction before that. If we do, fantastic. If anyone else uses Truebit before ETH 2.0 comes out and they implement Truebit in their ecosystem or on the blockchain, fantastic. But we should see how things take off for Truebit once ETH 2.0 is fully launched, including sharding. If you don't know about ETH 2.0 and what stage we're in, so we are at the moment, we are moving towards the second stage of the upgrade. So the beacon chain was done. So as you know that Ethereum is a proof of work blockchain, right? So when ETH was upgraded to the beacon chain, then the staking was implemented and Ethereum went from proof of work to proof of stake, but at the moment they both work simultaneously. So at the moment, even though staking is running, it's running in parallel with proof of work. So at the moment still Ethereum is secured by proof of work, but after this merge it will switch to proof of stake completely, right? So that's another step. So, and the final step is the sharding. So this is where ETH actually scales and goes to another level, right? This is Shardchain's multi-phase upgrade to improve Ethereum's scalability and capacity. Shardchain spread the network's load across 64 new chains. They make it easier to run a node by keeping hardware outcomes low. So if you don't want to get into the technicals and if you're not a technical person, so this is where I see Truebit to shine. If you remember what happened to Matic back in the days, where no one was talking about Matic, no one was actually paying attention to Matic, but all of a sudden ETH got a bit slower and then people started to see Matic. I got into Matic really early, so then when no one was talking about it, and this is what Truebit gives me the exact same feeling when I think about Matic. Because what happens is, if you go to Twitter, if you go follow big accounts, what happens is they will shill you the projects after they've accumulated, after everyone is on board. That's when people start talking about a project. When there's only few people on Twitter, or there's hardly any few people that will get you on really good projects early on. Everyone fills their bags, everyone shills you after projects take off. It's very important to follow the right people on Twitter as well. So anyways, coming back to the video, so I expect Truebit to show its true colors or shine when we have shard chains implemented, which probably will happen somewhere around mid 2022, but no one knows if it will happen before or after that, because if you've been following ETH, it has been planned for a long time. If you just look at Fred's blog as well, this was planned, sharding was planned for 2019 and now it's 2022. So it has taken its time, but the problem is, so there is something called blockchain trilemma, which is you cannot achieve everything on layer 1. For example, you cannot have a fast, secure and scalable layer 1. So that's the blockchain trilemma. There's a lot of details involved in it as well. So you need side chains, you need layer 2 scaling solutions, and you need everything for a blockchain to be fast, secure, and scalable, right? This is where ETH 2.0 becomes a dominating layer 1 again, because it will be fast, it'll be secure, and it will be scalable beyond limit. When Truebit is implemented, we have a lot of other rollups like ZK Sync, we have Optimism, we have Arbitrum, we'll probably have more rollups, no one knows. So we'll have all of those, we'll have Truebit, and we'll have a very fast, scalable and secure blockchain once ETH 2.0 is launched. So now there's also a risk factor involved as well, because ETH is going from proof of work to proof of stake. So that's a huge change that hasn't been done before. Things might go south, merge, or the upgrade from beacon chain to proof of stake, there might be some issues, you never know, right? Until now, ETH hasn't faced any network issue as compared to Solana or Avalanche, except for your gas fees, which cost you an arm and a leg to do some transactions. But except that, once ETH 2.0 comes along, I don't think any other layer 1s will come close. We'll probably see other networks, other layer 1s such as Cadena, we probably see Hathor, we probably even see Solana, Avalanche at the same stage as ETH is in the future. So they all can coexist. So there's no point in talking bad about the other layer 1 saying that's better. There's so many operating systems, Windows, Mac, Linux, they have their own market, right? So these layer 1s can also coexist if they prove themselves, right? At the moment, ETH has proven itself when it comes to security and at the number of developers, number of dApps, number of total locked value as well. The only thing is the lacking is it's not fast and it's not scalable yet, which is being solved by ETH 2.0 by implementing Truebit Protocol. So, and if you have been to Truebit's GitHub and if you see there's no activity, I have seen that as well. But what I want to say is, since they don't want anything to be public, the team doesn't want anything to be public. As you can see, you can't even see the people that are working in this group unless you are part of the team. And you don't see anything here. So there's few updates, simple task 19 days ago. There's a Truebit ETH server, which is, I believe it acts as a Amazon S3 server, if I'm not wrong. And see, what I think is they make all the changes, they do all the upgrades, all the work. And then if there is anything that needs to be put out on GitHub, they will, I think. I'm not a developer, I cannot explain exact steps behind running a GitHub, but I believe this is just a place to share codes and show everyone what's happening, right? Apologies if the video was very long. There's probably other things that I would like to talk about, but I'll probably keep that for another video. Please leave your feedback in the comments below. Again, any other project that you would like me to cover or anything else that's coming up that's interesting, that is worth looking into, please leave them in the comments. As always, like the video. Any suggestions, reach out to me on Twitter at ProjwellKarkiHQ. The Twitter handle will be on the screen, and make sure you like the video and you have a nice day. Thank you.